good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Rickie Byars. Welcome to Soul Fulfilling. And I'm joined by my co-host and facilitator, Life Coach Ade. Hi, Ade.
Hello, hello, hello. I
You look
love what you did there. I love what you did there, and people would never know. That was woo! When I grew up on a beat like you. That was professionalism.
Oh, they're coming in. Here's Kimberly and Rosalind. Hi, Rosalind. Rosalind says 9 p.m. What time does it start, Kimberly? It's starting right now, baby.
That's right.
Come on in, everybody, for Soul Fulfilling, Soulful Conversations. Were you ready with your song, Jeff? Were you ready with Barry White? You weren't. We were okay. So come on in to Soul Fulfilling, Soulful Conversations. It's a time for us to be together. It's a different kind of community. You know, we used to be live and live in color at different spiritual communities, different centers. Sometimes even at the bar, huh? Not me. Oh, but I was there playing and singing sometimes. Because I was like a piano bar singer. I used to sing in a piano bar sometimes. So around this time, people would come in from work, and I'd be playing songs and getting tips. I didn't get to give tips in those days. I just got to sing. And then my life took a twist, another turn. And I would be singing songs just like I was singing those times. And people were taking my voice in a special kind of way even then. But I turned a corner and my songs were about how to make it home and the beauty of home. So welcome tonight, where we get to remember together who we are. I get a healing early in the morning, a healing all deep inside me. I heal and rise with the sun. Oh, I get a healing early in the morning, a healing all deep inside me. I heal and rise with the sun. Oh, I get a feeling that a love that's so very wonderful is moving behind and before me. I heal and rise with the sun. Oh, I get a healing that a love that's so very wonderful is moving behind and before me. And I heal and rise with the sun. And I lay down my burdens that are heavy on my heart. Love is stronger than the reasons that would keep us far apart. Love as light as a feather wakes me up to meet the sun. And my heart is better when I know that we are one. And I get a healing early in the morning, a healing all deep inside me. I heal and rise with the sun. Oh, I get a feeling that a love that's so very wonderful is moving behind and before me. I heal and rise with the sun. Oh, get a healing. Ooh, catch a healing, heal and rise with the sun. Oh, I get a healing early in the morning, a healing all deep inside me. I heal, I kneel and rise with the So welcome. And this is a time for us to know something great about the world together, to love the world together, to love each other, to love the lives that we lead and living here, and just to realize that we're all on the journey. You know, we're all on a journey, and it's something very extraordinary about this journey. And more times than not, I'm feeling good, but I don't look at the news like a whole lot of people do. I do not look at the news. Not that news. I listen to the news now. I listen to other news services and stuff, but I don't listen to the nightly news that most people look at. I don't look at that. In the day, I didn't look at it at all. I was just busy taking care of business and talking about God all day, talking about balance and talking about beauty, talking about how things could work together for the good. And so come on into this consciousness and welcome Life Coach Ade in the smallest room in the world, but you make it look good, my brother. We wouldn't even know. We can't hear you right now. Maybe you need to unmute.
Now you can.
Oh, yeah, we can. Welcome, my brother.
Yes, yes. It is the smallest room in the world. You know, I have to ask permission for myself to get by. It's like, can you move out of the way, please? So I can go by you.
So where are you now?
Well, I'm actually in London. I'm home. Well, I live in Leicester. London is about, from Leicester, depends on how you travel, about 4 hours, 4.5 hours. So I'm at my sister's visiting dad, and my sister's supporting dad as he moves through his physical experience of health and returning to wholeness, and coming here and do my thing. I got to shave him today. I got to, we haven't done massage yet. He loves being massaged. I shared that before.
Man, your daddy got a good life. He got all. He raised y'all good.
He's so funny. I think it was last week I was here. I was massaging him, actually. I started off as massaging, doing healing work on his stomach. And he was lying down with his eyes closed. And he was like, rich people, they got it going on. Just out of the blue. I said,
what
why?
People? What people?
Rich people. I said, why? He said, because they can get this kind of service every day. I said, well, that must mean you're rich because you're getting it right now.
And then he wouldn't get it like you guys. Tell daddy, tell him, no, baby. Say you can pay for it, but it don't be like this right here that we're giving it to you. He's got that loving service. That's funny though. Rich people got it going on.
Yeah, I was like, that's what you're getting. And I realized that was his way of appreciation. I mean, just appreciate, and it was actually really cool to hear that. It's like, oh, he's appreciating what I'm doing, and I was massaging and healing and sending energy through his stomach, and just really talking to him without using words. So it's been, being around my father to like man to father rather than son or little boy to father. It's been really. There's so much I'm still learning, but I'm learning so much about myself through his eyes and through our conversations. And it's just so grateful. So grateful to have the moments that we're sharing together, and his love, the way he loves me. That sometimes I'm like, I was telling my girlfriend today, like when I go back home, he said, when are you coming back? So when I said, okay, like today, he was like, okay, so what time is the coach? I told him what time it was. Yeah. And he was like, I'm looking forward to seeing you. And then when I called him that I'm at the coach station, that I'm on my way, it's like, okay, my eyes, I'm all excited waiting to see you. And I'm like, I know my dad loves me, but you really love me like that? It's just really, really heartwarming and very touching, and just shifting my view of myself and how I see the world. And just, I'm grateful. I am really grateful. So, yeah. So I'm in this beautiful studio.
Shifting your view of yourself.
Yes.
I love, I think, is this it? All right. Oh, yes. Yeah. This is totally relates, what I'm looking at totally relates to what you're talking about yourself. But first, and remember, I want to pinpoint that. I want to put a point there because we're going to talk about the you that you're meeting today.
Mm.
You know, the you that you're meeting, the me that the everybody on the thread, Cheryl, Kimberly, Feminine, Kiana, Ernest, all y'all. You know, hi Keith, Carmen, Charlene, Meg. I thought I saw Maxine and Rosalind, Cheryl Cudino, Marion, and Sue Lingo, who is the winner and still champion today. We got something great we're going to do for our rambunctious group.
Yes.
You're gonna.
We know the president of that group. Do you know who the president of the? Yeah.
The presidency kind of fluctuates between Susan, Cheryl,
Kiana,
KS Lovelace.
Yes.
But we want. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about that later because I don't want that to be on your mind the whole time.
Well, it is now.
It is now. So I might as well talk about it. Should I just say it now?
Yes. I
okay,
think
so they don't have to think about it.
I don't want to listen to anything else you say because they'll be trying to think, what is this thing they're going to mention?
I know they're going to be preoccupied. They're going to miss all this grace. But anyway, so I had this idea that we, instead of being like a Zoom call, because it's usually Ade and myself, and we have our thread on the side of chatters who have a good, strong conversation going on over there. I love your comments, and I love the way you welcome each other and the way everybody gets on the thread. This is a new way of being together right now, where we meet each other through technology, and we were having a conversation about our relationships, our children and the younger people, the grandkids, and this new generation that has a whole computer reference to their friends that sometimes they haven't met them at all in person. And some older people too, when they're doing the date stuff, like the dating sites, and you meeting people and you never even seen them. You know, sometimes you think it's a scam. Well, I don't, because I don't, you know, it's me and God right now. I mean, I ain't telling on myself, but there was a colleague of mine that was talking about a friend of theirs, and just several colleagues, that do the dating thing through the computer. So it's just like not just young people, a lot of people are meeting, and we're meeting. Like I was saying, this used to be happy hour. This used to be the church service. This used to be meditation, standing in line for meditation, and you're having your conversations. Now, the times for us to talk are not as many as it used to be, not the same way. So that we're on here together is very, very special. Thank you for making the time. And we just thought that next week we'd feature 8 of you on the thread with us. So it would be Life Coach Ade, myself, and
8 people.
8 people. 8 people. And we're gonna line it up like some of the ones that clicked in earlier, for the last 10 weeks. We're just gonna go like boom, 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 boom. I already know who you are. You know who you are. Hey, welcome back, Quinn Alexander Fontaine. Haven't seen your name in a long time. So welcome back. Good to see you. So we thought that would be great. You like the idea? Kiana likes it. Me.
She's like the little kid in front of the class.
Well, I have no pen. Somebody in the thread, keep notes. Rosalind, keep notes. Put your name on there too, Rosalind.
Yeah.
It looks like pretty much like Rosalind, Kiana, Susan Lingle, KS Lovelace. I can go down the list. Cheryl Cudino, Maxine. Am I at 8 already? And then the next week we'll feature 8 more. How about that? Yeah. And
that's great. Mm-hmm.
All right, Cheryl said yes, that'll work for her. All right, Cheryl. And Mickey, I don't know if Mickey's on here, but let me see.
Not yet. Mickey's
Kimberly.
Not on here. Well, I don't know if Mickey's here, but hasn't made a comment yet.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many. Jennifer Berkeley. So if we don't we'll get everybody in, everybody who wants to be in, and we'll just do it about 3 weeks and just feature some people and just kind of break it up. And maybe this will be the first 8, and then we'll do it again on down the road, 8 more. How y'all like that? Love it, Kiana. I already know you love it. You don't have to say that no more. So everybody else. I'm in the 8. Kiana has her space. Kiana really, she's pumped up from Hawaii. She went to Hawaii. She's still feeling good.
She's floating all over the place.
But back to what you were talking about you and the me that you're the Ade that you're meeting now. That is Ade.
She's doing it. She tried. She's working on it.
I'm gonna get it. You say you're
Yeah,
never going to. He told me one day, he said, you're never going to get it.
Well, I just said you don't have a Yoruba accent, so it's a little bit tricky. And so it's that you have an American accent. I know most Americans think, I don't have an accent. Everybody has an accent.
Well, you say it. Americans can do everything. We're everybody. It's all in us. Okay.
Can I address the part where you said American do all things? This is where I'm going to lose all my American friends. Not true.
Okay, give us the word. Give us ID.
Okay, but don't. Well, okay. Let me leave that out. So here's what I would say. I gotta tell you how to pronounce it. Now, here's the funny thing about this, because I'm writing a book and I'm writing about my names, and I love names because it has a vibration, has an energy. And then there's stories about Nigerians not giving their children a Nigerian name but an English name. But I don't even pronounce my name correctly.
Oh, okay.
Because
we can't do it. Because we can't. Because we can't do it.
If I say it the right way and people trying to respond, I'm like, oh, stop, please. So I had to listen to how they say it. So there are many variations. Okay, so here's the correct. It's like, oh, no, please don't do that. That's my name, but you ain't doing it. So the right pronunciation is Ade. Jesus, help me. Ade.
I did. I did.
So here's the thing. This is what I tell people. When you try to say my name, don't try to be an African. Don't drop down. Just say it.
Yeah, I did. I did. Okay, I did it.
So, here's
I ain't doing it no more. Ade, that's your name.
So here's the thing. Think of the note. Re, mi. This is what it sounds. Re, mi. Ade.
Ade.
Yes. Yeah.
Ade.
Yeah. You're getting there. But and you're actually doing it, and I think just because I'm hearing the American accent, still makes me think, ooh. But the thing is, so people call me Ade. So it's like, yeah. But when people start saying Ade or Adam, that's when I'm like, no. We ain't doing that. So anyway, yes.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Okay, I'm done. I'm not going to butcher your name no more. Jeff's crying on the side. Let's get back to the.
Rickie, check this out. You got to look at this. Look at what Susan wrote. She said, "Do you have enough oxygen in that little room?" You were so giggly.
Yeah, he's got a mask on that he's breathing in his own oxygen. You know how you breathing in that mask? You breathing your own, not your own stuff. Yeah.
If you see me pass out, I'm not meditating. Call 911, but they can't come over here. It's 999 over here.
Oh my gosh! Return to love. Return to love with every breath. Return, oh, and I began with love with every breath. Return. Return to peace with every breath. Return, oh, and I'd begun with peace with every breath. Return. Begin with me with every breath, with every breath, with every breath. Return with every breath, with every breath. Return. I hadn't learned to lean into her yet. I just met her. To be all right to be all right with not knowing what the next moment would be. Her, to not worry about money, the things, the race things, the worldly things, the rent and relationship things, the health things, the profits and profits things. I just met her, who wanted nothing but to be loved and to love. I hadn't learned to lean into her yet. And so I leaned into God. There was another whole page before that page that I didn't quite start in the right place. It says, in some quadrant of self, perhaps I was seduced by the flavor of pure love, seduced in feeling light and free. But was it seduction, or was it perhaps introduction? Introduced again to what was and shall ever be my real self, pure love, light at heart, at one, embraced in all in all. I hadn't learned to lean into her yet. I just met her. So this is about my journey when I learned to trust, but it took me a moment to learn how to lean into her.
Yeah.
You know, now in relationship and in conversation, her becomes, we want it to be, I hadn't learned to lean into God, but I'm talking about what God is, what God is in me, so that it's not external.
Yes.
It's not external. It's in here. It's here. It's beyond this. And when this is no more, it's here. It's here forever. It's pure being. It's being itself. Doesn't say done.
Yes.
It says being. And when we're not being in this quadrant, in this place, we'll be somewhere else. But we will always be. Being. It's like I hadn't learned to lean into her. But what I did was I learned to trust somebody that was leaning into what they had. I was like, I want to learn how to love God like that. I want to learn how to love God like that. You know? And it's like, to trust God like that. To lean into God like that. So when you talk about your father and the you you're meeting today, the you you're touching,
Yes,
that man that is emerging, that caring being, you know, what a great gift to be able to love someone that you call father like that. Many of us did not have that opportunity. Many of us did not have those kinds of fathers. Some of us didn't even have time with our fathers, our birth fathers. Some had adopted fathers and other fathers that they got to take care of and be with and serve and give to. And wow, what a beautiful thing that emerges in your face.
Yeah. Yes.
That we get to see you so vulnerable and soft inside, because he's so soft inside. And that those two people that used to exist when he was in Nigeria and you were here on the phone and you guys you're doing that conversation thing, right?
Yes. Yes.
It gives way to something a bigger feel.
Way bigger.
Way more beautiful and deeper, and
yes.
doesn't even have words for it. You know? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, and we learn, you know, step by step. Like that song says, one step at a time, one breath at a time beside the still water. Like, I think I'll do honor tonight before we get off. But it's like, you're welcome, Kimberly. Wear your favorite crazy socks, cozy socks.
Well, yeah, they're talking about wearing PJs when they get invited, so they're trying to fit instead of slumber. So they're going to be wearing their PJs, and now they're coordinating what they're going to be wearing. We're going to give some more information how they would join, but yeah. Oh Lord.
Yeah, this is a beautiful. It's an interesting life. You know, we can talk about, you know, so much. There's so many things that are up right now. But the thing that is very prevalent for me is this gift that was given to me for my birthday by a person named Judy Sloan. And Judy Sloan was an alto in the Agape Choir for a long time, and now she's in the B Hood. And she gave me this book. And she has a note. She said, this was my Aunt Dorothy's book. She starred with Fred Astaire on Broadway in The Gay Divorcee. I don't remember that play. The Gay Divorcee. I've left all of her markings in the book. It's From My Family to You. God bless you, Rickie.
Mm.
And the book is Living the Infinite Way by Joel Goldsmith. Living the Infinite Way. And the markings are in here. Her markings are in here. So you can already tell she was a great woman. And this book, I mean, she was reading this book. If she's on Broadway with Fred Astaire, we're talking back in the 50s probably. And this book was first published in 1954 in Great Britain. But anyway, in the front of the book, it says, Living the Infinite Way, Joel Goldsmith, and she says, keep the study of truth as simple as a newborn child. She wrote that in pencil. Keep the study of truth as simple as a newborn child. And those are the words of Nadia. So within this book, I was reading and I was like, I love this book so, I just, the words speak to me. It says, he's talking about many spiritual students believe that if they can just change a sick body into a well body, unemployment into employment, a bad person into a good person, that is a spiritual demonstration. Please believe me, these are not demonstrations. Right. These are the effects of demonstration. The demonstration is that awareness of God's presence, the deep breath, the click, the sense of release. That is the demonstration. When you achieve that, health, employment, supply, home, companionship, whatever is necessary automatically follows. These are the added things. In the message of the Infinite Way, you will find that we cannot demonstrate person, place, thing, or condition. Listen, we can only demonstrate the presence of God. The activity of God in us, the realization of God. When we have achieved that demonstration, all these things are added unto us. And that reading just summed up my whole journey over the last week. Where I was going at it. I was going forward with speed, And when I stopped and breathed, I was like, oh, okay. You're good. Having those things don't make you great. I don't know why. I thought it would be great for everybody, to have these things, have access to these things. You're not going to be there every day. And I'm going to be paying for it every day. When I looked at it, I was like, here you go, Rickie. Here you go again. Yeah, it was all good and it was great festival and it was this and that. But at the end of the day, when everybody else is asleep, it was Rickie that was up in the middle of the night answering those emails. I will have your money. Please don't go to your lawyer right now. I have every intention of paying you back.
Yes.
And I did pay them back. I did pay everybody back. But it's like no, I don't have to do that way. Like, let me stop and just be here and see the good here and rest in God and say amen here.
Yes.
And help the people around me here. And in your case, massage my father
now, right here.
Yeah, right. It was, everything got so, and then I opened up the book and it was like, the only thing I can really demonstrate is the presence of God. The presence of God in me. To get right in my heart with God. Puts the other things right. And we will find our way to where it is we need to go, what we need to feel. It's like, it's true,
Yeah. I so feel it. I so feel it. I think, you know, in this journey sometimes in the spiritual community, in the name of oneness, we go outside of ourselves, creating duality to find God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and for me, I really believe that the best place to meet God is in this human body,
Mm-hmm.
in the midst of my funk, in the midst of a disagreement with my
Mm-hmm.
father, in the
Mm-hmm.
midst of making up and working things out and talking and sharing, in the midst of, oh, why are things not working right? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's Mercury retrograding. I'm glad it keeps getting, it's about to go direct. But when we meet the
Mm-hmm.
presence in this human incarnation, that's the ultimate.
Yes.
But you know, you said something about what you read. It, it part of I know that's been my experience, and I know other people have had the same experience. On our way to remember who we are,
Mm-hmm.
in some way, the teaching has led us to go outside of ourselves while
Yeah.
we're saying, "I'm not religious. I don't believe in God in the sky." But we took that same mindset
Yeah.
and change and just use different language. We
Mm-hmm.
substitute the devil with the ego.
Mm-hmm.
A Christian would say, "Woo, I was going to cuss him out because the
Mm-hmm.
devil's going to get the best of me, but I had to remember I was Christian." A
Mm-hmm.
spiritual person would say to you, I was going to go off with my ego. My ego just, if it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't my ego, we do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we keep looking for God, and God is like, right here, present, right
Deliver
here.
me today.
Deliver me. Hello, I'm here. And that's the work. That's the deep
Yeah.
work,
Yeah.
to be able to embrace all of me, my flaws, my struggles, my guilt, my shame, my feeling like I'm unworthy, to see God in that. It's easy to see God when things are fine,
Yeah.
when things are
Yeah.
going to that.
Yeah.
Anybody can
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
But in the
Yeah.
midst of, oh, I got to travel to London. How do I do the show? What's the space
Mm-hmm.
going to look like? I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
carry my equipment. To kind of
Mm-hmm.
say, okay, I'm reminded all the time that I have everything I need.
That's right.
I have it. So it's not about buying a green screen, which I wanted to do. It's not
Mm-hmm.
about going to buy another microphone.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have? And
Mm-hmm.
everything that I have set up here is what I already have.
There you go.
The sound is different. I'm using the microphone on my webcam that I normally don't use, but the other one has a better sound. So I was like, oh, but I don't want to carry that. It's too cumbersome. But everything that I got set up, my sister and I put up this thing over here, and I still got oxygen. I'm still breathing. It's like everything that I have here, I didn't have to go buy anything different to recognize
Right.
that we have it now. We have
Yes.
it now.
Yeah.
We have it. It. The isness of God, God, the whatever the it is, we have it now.
Yes.
And for me, that's one of the things that I'm just. It's like there's this rediscovery that's happening of this thing
Yes.
called spiritual truth,
Yes.
where I'm deepening my awareness, my understanding of it, and you know,
Yeah. Deepening.
yes.
Deepening.
Mhm.
Somebody asked me yes. Yes, Ade. I did, or whatever your name is. You're son of God.
That's I. That is I.
But I did an interview today for the New Thought broadcasting, and it was like a really great interview because we were talking about the songs, and I love to tell the stories about the songs and how they emerge. And the song in particular we were talking about was "Use Me," and 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 so after I had spoken about it, the interviewer, his name is Al Yankee. He said he says, and you were talking about you wrote "Use Me" when you were 38-year-old Rickie. I was like, yeah, pretty much 38. And so he said, and so he said, and and he says, but now you've grown. I said, yes, I have. And now when I sing it, it's deeper than ever.
Mhm.
You know, it's not that what I wrote was not true. It was just like, I don't want to blow the broadcast because it was a really broadcast. It's gonna air, and some of you might want to see it. But I would tell you just a little bit when we sang "Use Me." When I sang "Use Me" at a conference, a very famous conference for a popular conference for the Centers for Spiritual Living, the religious science churches at the time. That's what they were called. And we introduced "Use Me." It was we got a little slap back about "Use Me,"
What?
by some of the old guard, and the old guard would probably be the age I am now, but they were the old guard, and I was like younger than you are now, right now, just a little younger, But I'm singing this song with all my heart. You know how it goes. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars or all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. And so as Joel Goldsmith is saying, the demonstration is the presence of God in me.
Yes.
That's the demonstration. But the slapback, the flack that we got was the law is the law. It says, and the law says you are to command it. You tell it what you want, and then it's like you don't outline, but you definitely make a demand on the universe, and you got to see it to achieve it, and you got to speak it into law, and we know that a certain way of holding. Come on, Ade, don't look so shocked.
Well, I'm not shocked. I'm listening to that, and I'm having a conversation.
It's kind of like the if you work it works if you work it, but
yeah,
it just depends on
it.
It just depends though on what level you do it, and so what I said today was that I had deepened, but even then I had surrendered to something greater than I. However, I got to see though where the people who use the law to demonstrate to manifest, that'll be a better word, to manifest certain things, could have very favorable outcomes in terms of manifesting that. It doesn't give you happiness, it just gives you things. Okay. Happiness comes from a total different place, So the thing I want to say is that, so the thing in me that's deeper today, like he said, 38-year-old Rickie, now I'm looking at the age, 70-year-old, use me, the same song. I said, no, when I sing it today, I really get it. It's like I'm so surrendered inside.
Yes.
Because I have learned to lean into her. When I said, I hadn't learned to lean into her like I was going to learn. Her, meaning that part of me that wants nothing. It has everything. it is everything. And it is loved and embraced and carried, and it more than's got my back. It's way beyond I got your back.
Woo, woo. Can I say something?
Yeah.
I'm like rocking over here, and I'm gonna be bold and say what they missed. They. No, they. What they missed. They missed the importance of a relationship.
Woo!
That's what makes this come alive. When I'm in a relationship, whether it's professional, I don't just command the people I'm in a relationship with to say, I know you love me, you like me, I'm your supervisor. I don't command them to do things. I'm in a relationship with them. So, yeah, you can demand, you can command the law, but you've got to have a relationship. So it's a two-way street. Take romantic relationship. You can't just say, oh, you love me. So, some people do it. Like, honey, I'm hungry. We see where that people.
If you didn't get that, he said, honey, I'm hungry.
It's like.
That would be my grandson.
But it's
4 in the morning.
And I really do feel like, I know for me that's been experienced. It's like there's something about the relationship, and it's beyond. We don't know. We really don't know what God is. Mm-hmm. From a human perspective, we're going by what we read by another teacher that touches so deep. Mm-hmm. What we read over and over, the affirmations we've said over and over. Mm-hmm. But there is something when we have a direct relationship, direct experience.
I'm going to give you another word. Mm-hmm. A direct relating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, same. Then it really doesn't even matter, because there are some Christian people that is so spiritual that I'm like, damn, you bring these things down. And there's some spiritual people who are so religious. I'm like, get away from me. Mm-hmm, but when you have that relationship, that relating, and God becomes a daily demonstration.
Yeah.
There are scriptures that in the past I'm like, oh yeah, that's deep, that I hear now that speaks to me differently, because I'm not caught up in the words. I'm listening to the Spirit. Mm-hmm. Use me, and I'm sure there's a lot of people listening right now. I was rocking. I'm like, let me say something. Let me say something. Use me got me through so much, and it was beyond. It got me. It brought me to the place to relate. Mm-hmm. To understand that I'm here for God, and God is here for me, and it's a two-way street, but it's all part of the oneness. I'm done.
Yes. No, you're done. Beautiful. And the reason I apologize for my clarification or my giving you the relating. I just remembered that there was a writing by a certain teacher. I won't bring his name up because folks will go like, she ain't quoting him, is she? But he was one of my favorite teachers, even though, like, my mama and even folks in Charlotte, North Carolina, they don't know nothing about gurus, right? But they knew about Rajneesh. They go like, you talking about Bhagwan? Bhagwan crazy.
Many great teachers are crazy too.
Listen, they didn't know anything about Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Paramahansa Yogananda, Guru Mai. They didn't know nothing. But they knew Bhagwan was crazy. because I would be reading Rajneesh. I love the books by Rajneesh. They're extraordinary because he was an extraordinary teacher. He was just different. But Rajneesh would talk about relationships. Feel like something's already etched in stone. Like sometimes when you say, I have a relationship with you, that means there's something. We have an agreement of how we're to be and what our posturings are here.
Yes.
Okay. But relating goes even beyond the posturing, and it's just it's here. It's in our moment to moment. So I wouldn't say I have a good relationship with Ade. I love Ade. And so I thought I had good relationships.
Do it no more. Do it no more. Do it no more.
Do it no more. Do it no more. You know, but the good thing is that what I was to learn, I did learn. And you know, it's like, hey, you give, you love freely, and you will be all right.
Yes.
You know, because your heart is open. Your heart is good.
That's
you
it.
know, your intention is here for you really are here for God. The greater good. You've learned to lean into her. You know.
And she loved me.
She what? What'd you say?
She loved me.
She lured me.
She lured me.
She lured me. She lured me. Yeah.
You love me? I love you. We good.
Rajni, oh my God, they're talking about, we're going to move on. We're not talking about ministers and their churches being dry as toast, Cheryl.
I know, right? I was like, ooh, maybe
but you
I
know,
shouldn't have
sometimes
that.
when you listen you got to listen with the ear of the day, you know, because the thing is, it's like, it was a different time.
Yes.
I listened to, 2 broadcasts of Ernest Holmes talking live. He used to, and then there was, what was the guy, the man that took, of the Founders Church, I can't remember his name, the minister that took the church, because Ernest Holmes was very close to him. I can't pull his name right now, but anyway, if you go to founderschurch.org or something like that, you can hear a few podcasts from back in the day. So you'll hear some podcasts by Arthur Chang, Reverend Arthur Chang, who's the senior minister there now at Founders Church of Religious Science. Founders used to be headquarters for the Religious Science organization.
I think I just gave you the name in the chat room, Cheryl.
Okay.
And
Bill Hornaday. That's right, Hornaday. Like Dr. Bill Hornaday. So Dr. Bill Hornaday was in radio. So he really knew about radio and how to do it. So they had the show set up, and it sounds like the 50s. It's probably the 60s or dun, 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 that kind of thing. It's like they got everything. So and he would always have a quote. Ernest Holmes. He says, "There's a power in the universe, that is working for you, and you can use it." That was their thing. It's like, hey, and he goes to speak from it, but when he's speaking from something deep in him. Yes. But it was very, it was very measured, and wasn't long. And, it's just kind of like today when somebody asks you a question on the news, you got to know how to answer in sound bites. You got to answer quickly. Yes. That's why they don't ask me jack, because it takes me a long time to get my thoughts out. Oprah looked at me and was like, She got more stories than me. But anyway, it was like Dr. Holmes spoke, and he spoke beautifully. He spoke he's speaking religious science. He's speaking the science of mind. He's speaking what it was that he touched. And nobody got it all. Nobody has it all. How are you going to contain all in all?
Yes.
You can't contain all in all.
Yes.
It's like it's going to always be limited at some point. You're going to look at it and go like, oh, God is more than that. But if you go back to the 60s, it was hot. It was off the press.
Yes.
It was fresh.
Yes.
Even Richelieu that you talking about was dry as toast was not dry as toast then. He was green. His bread was buttered on both sides. He was all that, man. And so I bless all those teachers and all the music and the art that is to come.
Yes. Yes.
Because that's what's taking it wider.
That's
and you
evolution.
better hear me say that. It was music that took new thought wider.
Yes.
It was the music. It was really the music coming through agape that began to light up everything. Because before then it was a lecture. with a choir and a pipe organ. How long was that going to be hot? You know, the times we're changing. You know, people wanted some soul. They wanted something different.
Yes.
You know, and they wanted something with some consciousness, with some feeling, and they wanted. Well, I don't mean with some consciousness, but I mean something that they could agree with.
Something they could feel in their body. Like, this is real. It's not just the intellectual thing. I mean, you know, for someone who's hungry, who's never had toast before, toast without butter is the best that ever happened. And toast, we reference toast as being dry until once we have butter on it. It's like, oh, wait a minute, there's another way. This is constant. Life is constantly changing and evolving. Ooh, yes, I feel it. I feel it.
I tried to write a song of truth. Thought it would be simple, but many things, like folks in pain, were bearing heavy on my mind, and all that I know of life and love, as below it is above, a universal good is guiding me. These things I know, but still I yearn to be one with all I've learned. And something in my heart says, try to give a smile, make a friend, pray a while and learn to stand, learn to love what's good in me, and sing as seasons change. Give a smile, catch a bus, walk a mile and learn to trust. Bless the sun and bless the rain, and bless how seasons change. People grow and people go. The truth is very simple, yeah. Some will seek and some will hide, but surely all will find that love will show you how to cry, and love will take you to the sky, and universal good will guide you through these things we know. But when we grieve the changing of the leaves, something in our hearts will try to give a smile, make a friend, pray a while and learn to stand, learn to love the good we see, and sing as seasons change. Oh, give a smile, catch us how seasons change. Seasons change. But God's love is eternal. And we give thanks.
Yes.
And allow it to be.
And so it is, right here,
so
right
it
now.
Is.
So, Rickie, before we go, how are the people who are joining us next week? Are they going to want them to email you? Is Susan, because they were asking earlier.
Yes.
So we want them to email you.
RickieBteam@gmail.com or RickieByars@gmail.com. Say I'm in. Be Cheryl, Susan, Kiana, KS Lovelace, Maxine. Who else is Sue Lingle? Did I say Sue? Kathy O'Barrow. And I think that's it for this week. And then, oh, wow, Keith. Do we have 10 already? So I'll be touching you guys, and if we don't get everybody in, we'll get you on the next week. How about that?
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Hey, Life Coach Ade, it's been fresher than real. Thank you, Jeff News. You've been quiet tonight.
Yes, the sound man. Thank you, Jeff News.
Thank you, Jeff. And thank you, everybody, for allowing me to sing to you tonight. God bless and keep you all. God is keeping us. We already know. And we allow it to be. And so it is. Amen. Ashe.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.